Henry, this is our third class at Jocelyn Center, Alhambra this summer. We'll continue to learn the album by Baishi, the 1921, 100 years old painting. It is contemporary style, but it's based on the great tradition of Chinese literary art. The literary art, or the 文人画, is developed as an amateur style, 业余的，不是专业的。但是it becomes once it becomes an art style, it's like professional, but what do you call this? You have to train the spontaneity. The spontaneity of this painting has to be trained, educated spontaneity. So let me talk about that. So this kind of style is derived from the Chinese calligraphy. So the tools we use to paint is the same as what we write. To write, we means the Chinese writing system. Let's go through that. So the first criteria, let's just review this, okay, quickly. We talked about the mountain and the hill, right? So this is the what we call the pictograph, or the seal script. Seal script, 就是象形文字. In contemporary style, it's like this. This one is completely different, maybe, but it's derived from this mountain. But this in painting is this. A host mountain, a peak, some smaller mountains, and maybe a river or something on the foreground. Right, this is what we call high perspective. High perspective, 高远. The word 远 is a key. In terms of perspective, we're not trying to create a focal, like a single vantage point, like a 焦点透视. Instead, we kind of elevate our eye. It could be a very long, scroll, like we did last time, right, with the travelers, and the cliff, So the eye level can move vertically. So this high perspective means vertical elements. So it's basically like this, right? So the mountain is mostly vertical elements, elevating from bottom up. Okay, that's 高远. Now let's talk about another very important character. When you study Chinese, you must know this, right? And in small seal script, I think there's no. Sometimes you see it on the side. It's like that, or I think this one should be like that. If it's standing alone, it could be just 4 dots, or like that. Can anybody tell what's this? You? River, yeah. Water, yeah. Similarly, there's another character, 川, with like a river bank and water in the middle. And this is a Sichuan food, that 川. 川 means shallow bank. River with a shallow bank, yeah. So this is derived from this Sichuan. Chuan is river also. this is water. Yeah, 水. Okay, that's right. The contemporary style is like that. The standard script is this. So 山水 meaning mountains and water. Mountains and water representing landscape. So in Chinese painting, we don't have a word for scenery. So mountains and water is like a miniature garden. So you have this concept first, then you go build the Huntington Library Chinese garden. So yeah, later we'll see. This is almost like the Chinese garden, right? So where this come from is from the concept of the natural, the landscape. I think you're familiar with that. So the painting, the idea comes first, yeah, and then you kind of lay out the mountain and the water. That's how in painting we treat the paper as like a garden building, just like a building a bonsai scenery. So if you have mostly the river elements, it's horizontal, usually horizontal. It could be vertical though. And the elements goes like that, right? So this is a leveled perspective. 平原. 平原. Okay. 平原 means leveled or flat. Flat. 平 means flat. Flat perspective. That's usually it's a horizontal scroll. Typically. So it's panoramic scenery. But it could be vertical, like we did. It could be vertical, right?
Okay.
So this character usually writes horizontal, but it could be vertical or slant, diagonal, also. Okay. So this is the two distance. We call it distance, not perspective. To create distance means to create depth. So 1 inch on the paper equals to a mile or 10,000 miles. That's what to exaggerate that. How we do that? Okay. So now the third perspective helps. I think we have learned this before, where you combine the vertical and the horizontal, something like that. This is what, this is vertical, right? It could be just that, without the foreground. We call it deep perspective. Have you heard of this?
Mm-hmm. Deep. Did you say deep or deep?
Deep.
What's deep?
Yeah.
Deep.
Deep.
I got you.
But perspective, distance is deep in Chinese. Okay. But how do you get deep? By overlapping triangulars. It's like a stack of cards, right? Stacking of triangulars. So instead of, if you recall earlier, we wrote this. This is most primitive. It's arc-bone style. So in primitive painting, we start to see this big jump, overlapping triangulars. Okay. So we talked about this. I think this one, the Y already suggests this. Do you think so? If you build on this, you can follow the analogies, a stack of cards to create the depth. And here it is. And we did last week. We did this painting. With the path there. Remember, it's on this side, right? So this basically, this is the that's the a basic principle. But this path actually is a mountain, because if you imagine, it could be a big mountain, and here is the Z, yeah, the Z is a very, or S movement. It usually has to do with the flat perspective, deep perspective. So this kind of Z, okay, that creates the depths too. So this is the Z we need to remember. I have seen one of my follower online. She did this Z instead of a trail. There's like a big square or something, a parking lot. That's wrong. So don't do that. Yeah, it's a path or Z refers to a trail. It could be broken, lost and found. Yeah, but that's the idea. Usually a Z-shape trail in a painting. So speaking of the Z, we also talked this too. So to summarize, let's review the 4 or 5 characters I talked about. I think in spring, or winter, I forgot this of this class. But we've got some new students for those. I'm going to write this again. 我们有4个中国字，5个字，这个跟中国画的构图有极大的关系。这个4个字是这个，夹。Anybody know this? This, by the way, this is the field, the agricultural field, like 田. But this character actually it means has something to do with the field. You might think it has to do with field because another character, this 由 from, it has to do with field, the field, because this is the trail. This is all trail or irrigation system that divides the agricultural field, right? And so this could be the trail on top actually leads to the field. That's is a Chinese word 由 or from, and this is actually armor because these squares are different, representing the little scale like metal or other protective pieces on the armor of the warrior. Yeah, that's a 甲. You understand? But this is a number. It become because we use the word when it become a word, we use that to refer something different. It's become just number 1. Number 1. Yeah, in the heavenly branches, I think, earthly branch, heavenly. What is it called? Earthly, heavenly branch stems or whatever. It's a number. And then we have this character 则 and then this character 虚. Don't worry about this the meaning. We use this form to suggest that in this character most stuff are on this side, and in this character, you remember all Chinese characters is squares, so it's on this side. So when you see a painting, you use this to classify them. So what's this? Most stuff on top. Yeah. So if you know this to start with, you won't make a mistake. Like when you copy, and you put things like here and here, because this doesn't belong to this character. It's a different. It's more realistic It's not calligraphic. No, these are more of the idea, what the idea to write. And what we call this is the 势, structural tendency. It has to do with the movement of the qi, or the energy. 你懂吗？什么叫势？势。
在这里我不懂。
不懂哈。势的意思就是，
这个力量。
势是一种趋势，就这些都是势，就是它的这个势一个支是吧？也这个 S 也是个势 ，C 也是个势。So it's the S, the Z or the C are all kind of 势. It's not exactly the things you could discern. I mean, you could see. It's something you understand. Okay, something there underlying. Okay, in your painting. So this is very important to start with, the 势 and the structural tendency. I think that's what I read from academic books. I always use this term, referring to this. So this characters plus this one, this 5. Please remember. So not many types of composition. If we go through this, and you can quickly identify them. So this is xu, right? If you want to identify the sound, it's a xu, XU, and ze, ZE. Okay, I will write that down. So this is a jia, and this, if you, next week we'll do this jia, and this is a, sometimes it's hard to say, and I'll call this maybe a zhi or something. But anyway, you can use them whenever. This is a Z shape, I think. A lot of Z shape, and some more heavy on the bottom is yu. Okay, here's a yu, right? From. So this is a yu. Yeah, jiang. This is jiang, right? Okay, got it? But don't take it too like a dogmatic, just get the idea, right? So you must start with a big idea, vague idea, no matter how vague it is. So the big idea is this, this painting here, what I see is this, and I explain, I've been thinking, why he does this mountain like that? The steam bombs, this morning I ate, he must like got the inspiration from that. It doesn't matter really resemble anything. It's this then I think it's almost like the why. Okay, that's it's from the character heel, right? Yeah, so it's all possibility. But his philosophy is don't make your painting look exactly like nature or the reality. So it's the wonder is in between like and unlikeness. Okay, if you are a person who tends to be too tight, you should learn how to get loose or how to get unlike. If you are someone who is like me, too spontaneous, then you want to learn gongbi to get more details. So this is just, it really depends. So this is what I mean between like and dislike, or unlike, right? Okay, understand?
Yeah.
Really depends on your personality. So someone needs to be, to get the likeness from this. Someone like to get the unlikeness from this. That's what he says. Okay. So he will start from this bridge, because this paper is different, right? Different than that. So I will adjust to it. So let's just make the bridge a little bit in. What did you say? What the bridge looked like? Was bad?
Oh, it just looked out of place because it doesn't have the kind of the richness of the strokes that the other elements have.
Oh. I think that's a good observation. It's a contrast
Yeah.
between the solid and void. The bridge is more void, because the bridge is like the moon in this painting.
Yeah.
I think I just treat it like the moon. I've been fabricating a story, and I got a pretty good idea how to tell this story, but I hold it until I finish. Or I will present it during this process. What I think how this painting is done. You see, all this line actually can make a lot of statement, which is by just overlapping or not overlapping, it indicates the front end, a little bit solid or a little bit void, softer. It indicates a lot of things already, And besides, his brushes hold like this, like that. Almost like he write calligraph, seal script. He's a good engraving artist also. So after this, he will start to do the. Let me get some paper towel, or you just use this paper.
I've got some.
Do you need this
Paper
too?
towel?
Yeah, take a piece. Otherwise, I can use it. But I want to keep your maybe take pictures of these. Yeah. Okay, so I dry the brush a little bit, and then I add water, and I do this river bank here. Okay, let me see. So this is the corner with, I try to not overlapping but not hide the bridge. So this is a little bit. Just indicate the front and back relationship, and I just hold the brush higher to get all the way to this side. Okay, and then just draw just pull the brush and to do the slope like that. Okay, here's another. Okay, leveled perspective. Remember, means this must be leveled. Okay, then another kind of peninsula, right? You can just push the brush to that. That's a soft, and okay, and here the front. Just scampering a little bit. Dry brushing, but yeah, he's still kind of right instead of what it calls. What we try to avoid is the bad word. The bad verb is scribbling, right? Scribble. Yeah, scribbling. You're not certain. You just kind of not only depicting. You're not so know what you're doing. Not sure. It has to be very sure and very. Could go slow. Could go slow. Dry brush, but very slowly, very solid. You see, this is not dry, not solid. Let me just make it up a little bit. Okay, that's it. That's the middle ground. It could be lighter, but doesn't matter because I have an idea what this painting is about. So let me see what. So I added some more water, and I think he had a little spoon kind of thing. I don't have it. I used a clean brush to charge the bottom of the brush with a little bit. You can use a tool like spring water dropper kind of squeeze bottle. Yeah, so that will help. And for this steambound shaped mountain, you need to use the brush stroke called smooshing. Smooshing. Okay. That means you paint with the bottom or the heel of the brush, kind of like that. So the brush is held at I think it not necessarily slant, because I try to do not side brush. Side brush stroke is like this. The side brush stroke is like this, you know, using the side, right? But you're using try not to use the tip. Try to hide the tip in the middle. It's just a broad stroke. Just press. Maybe I don't know exactly how he get that, but let me try. Let me just soften the tip a little bit, just like smooshing. Yeah, don't lift the brush until exhausted. Just like that. Okay. Hard to do.
It's easy, but it's hard.
And and then we'll add some water. But just take it easy. I added a little bit. Rolling to avoid tearing the paper. Just let it bleed. Yeah, just like that.
It'll lean a little bit, that'll give it softness.
Yeah, you can use the clean brush just to soften a little bit if you want. But yeah, not too much. Okay. That's it. Let me just use the rest of this brush to dry it, and then do some scampering and then clean water. That's it. And you just do some Z, some I don't know. The hand. He must hold the brush straight. Remember, he's a calligrapher, so brush tip centered.
Looks easy.
Yeah. Dry brush. Dry brush stroke. And some dots, just random. Indicate the vegetation. Just two dots. Yeah. And then I using this clean brush, just water, soften it. Yeah, dry on dry, and then wet on wet. What do I call this? Yeah, just a little bit water, a little bit. Just clean my palette. So when I finish, my brush is clean, my water is clean, everything's clean. Yeah. No brush washing, right? Yeah. Oh, what about this? I have to do another element to make it up. Okay. Now let me tell you what I have been thinking all night about the theme of this and the poetry, because I don't want to copy his signature. I thought about a poem says by Meng Haran of